My experience, in this case, on this slide, I joined Texaco at the time in 1993, but I'll go back to the time between 87 and 93 a little bit, just to show you the kind of meandering path that I've had in my own career. I joined Texaco in 1993, and the thread throughout my career, even before Texaco, was that I'm very proud to be actually from industry, work in this area, to try to shed some light and facts and bring it back to my company and to our industry, so that we can carry out our businesses in a much more enlightened way. And that's what I've been doing. So $47 billion in one project alone. Our annual capital expense budget, it's varied over time. But in the last 2 years ago, it was in terms of like $22 billion. This year, we declared a CapEx budget of $26 billion. And we only make as earnings as a company in 2009 only about $11 billion. This year, I think we might be making a little bit more. But every dollar we make, we turn it back into investments. And these investments are very significant. They're not like, okay, you make $1 million and you can perhaps build something. We make $1 billion investment and maybe we can build a small plant, a small lubricant plant. We make $47 billion, and that's the kind of investments that we would hope that would convert gas to liquids. In the case of the Gorgon project, it's really natural gas development, deep water offshore of northwest Australia, and then bring a lot of that gas to Japan. That's where we have the long-term customers. So a project like that is $47 billion. And just to let you know, $47 billion is larger, sometimes larger than the decision analysis, decision science, and engineers who know how to bring off projects, and engineers who know how to operate facilities, operate real hardware. And this is the process that we use all the time for every single decision. Okay? It may be a small decision that could only impact $1 million. Okay? But for certainly large projects, for the multi-billion-dollar projects, this process is used very rigorously. You identify the alternatives, all the creative, doable kind of alternatives for whatever project it is you're doing. And then in phase 2, you certainly select the favorite alternative. And then you also, in phase 3, then develop further what that alternative design look like, what that particular design ought to be. And then in the phase 4, you start to execute, you construct the project, and then of course you operate. And then actually what's even beyond this is you also do a look back, so that every decision maker of that project will have a bit of feedback and accountability on what they have done in their career as well. So although this is not meant to stifle creativity or meant to stifle anyone from taking some risk, but it's also meant to impart accountability to every executive who leads a project. That's why at Chevron our projects are always very well planned and very well executed. We don't do things lightly, especially in projects. Sure, in your career as well. As I mentioned, and you saw the chronology that I presented, I was very technical in the very first, say, 5 years of my career. But as things progressed and more things I do, more responsibilities I have, really other people would do the work, more the technical work, and I manage and coordinate. But the main function I do have, and the main skill that you all should really mature into, is really how to interact in teams, how to communicate with people. And I'm certainly no great presenter or a good orator or anything. Some of this, if I have any skill at all, I actually learned a lot of this in executive presentation tools. All of the senior executive CEOs of Fortune 10 or 20 companies, they all have excellent communication skills. A lot of them, not everyone is like Steve Jobs. A lot of them have to be taught, and it's especially at Chevron, they're all engineers. They all have to be taught. They all have to be taught how to stand, how to clear a slide, and how to talk. So that I'm just sharing you with some of these deep, dark secrets of they may look good, but they all learned it. Okay. Not everyone's like Steve Jobs or Larry Ellison, so flamboyant. So anyway, these are just things that I do, and I just want to show you some of these. But again, I've made some contributions here, and then before the principle of long-term forecasting, it sounds like it's a lot of accurate kind of thing. No, it's not that scientific. It's a lot of discussion. You'll find that when you go into business, there are a lot of things you won't know. Long-term forecasting, all that means is it allows the business planners, allows the senior level executives to actually have a conversation and actually allow them to talk through what the issues are that could affect the company in the future. We give them some curves, some guesses, some scenarios and guesses, and then we talk through them so that they understand what the scenarios are that will affect the company's future. And we do this every year, so it's not like we set a curve and then that's it. We set a curve every year. So this is how business is actually done every year. Carbon price, again, a lot of guesswork. If we all know how the stock market performed next year, we wouldn't be here. But same with carbon price forecasting. We do the same thing. We make guesses, educated guesses. And again, the richness of the discussion, the richness of groups of people conversing with each other, knowing what you know about policy, government policy, about technology development, will help you as a company understand how to perhaps approach things in the next 5 years. And you make those plans again and again every year. Capital projects tools, same thing, except at a small scale. We design these tools so that anyone who actually designing a project will know, okay, maybe I'll buy that frame 7 compressor from GE, or maybe I'll just still settle for